You may have seen the story. If you didn't, a young man was filming with his friends at a Chipotle because the manager said, "You guys come here all the time and you never have money." She then said, "If you pay first, we'll make your food." And they cried racism. They said this is racist because these young men were all black. They said this manager was refusing them because she's confusing them with somebody else or something like that. But in reality, Chipotle fired this woman, by the way. But in reality, it turns out these dudes always dine and dash. Even as recently as this year, we're talking about how Chipotle was catching on to what they were doing. Here's how it works. In the video, they want to order food. And there's a lot of people saying, how do you dine and dash from Chipotle? You got to pay for your food. Right. You say, I'll take a burrito. They make the burrito. And then once you get to the counter, you grab it and you walk out. That's how you do it. Or you just say, like, I don't have any money. I'm going to take it anyway. And they go, okay, what are they supposed to do? You're not going to pay for it. That's what they do. Let's read the story. Under fire. Chipotle is rethinking controversial decision to fire manager for telling black customers they must pay before ordering food after tweets emerge showing alleged victims boasting about dining and dashing. Now here's the thing. Chipotle fired her. Chipotle wants to rehire her. Chipotle is claiming they didn't realize, they didn't see the tweets. That is apparently a lie. Chipotle decided that they would sacrifice their working class manager to avoid brand damage. Well, now they're facing double brand damage because not only is now Chipotle being racist, but they also sacrificed their working class employee for their big brand. And now you got the left and the right mad at Chipotle, and Chipotle, you done screwed this one up. Let's read the story. Chipotle is reconsidering its controversial decision to fire one of its restaurant managers for telling a group of black customers they had to prove they could pay before ordering, after a series of tweets emerged showing the alleged victims boasting about dining and dashing. Masood Ali, 21, claimed to be the target of racism after he was refused service at the restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, unless he paid first, with the manager telling him it's because you never have money when you come in here. Can a group of young, well-established African American get a bite to eat after a long workout session at Chipotle? Tweets, he wrote in a tweet alongside a video of the confrontation on Friday. The post sparked a furious backlash against the manager and Chipotle, who fired the employee the following day. But it appears the fast food chain may have been too quick to act after older tweets emerged where he talks about dining and dashing. Let's go down. Let's see what we got. This one's from 2016. He said, "Amen. I think Chipotle catching up to us, fam. Should we change locations? And yo, what should we do about the other thing?" I don't know what the other thing is, but apparently in 2016 he was dining and dashing. He has one from 2015. "Dine and dash is forever interesting." Why would you tweet that? Another post from March 2015 read, "If you are a real ass N-word, we gonna go to Applebee's and eat as much as we can and tip the nice lady 20 cents and walk the F out." On Sunday, Chipotle conceded they may have acted too hastily in firing the St. Paul's branch manager. They said, "Our actions were based on the facts known to us immediately after the incident, including video footage, social media posts, and conversations with the customer, manager, and our employees." That's what their communications officer said. "We now have additional information which needs to be investigated further. We want to do the right thing. So after further investigation, we will retrain and rehire if the facts warrant it." The manager, whose name on Instagram is Dom Marie, shared a petition titled "Help Chipotle Manager Get Job Back" on social media in the wake of the incident. The petition appears to have been created by someone who heard her story and felt sorry for her. "Can't thank you enough for the kind words, positive vibes, prayers, and warm thoughts," she wrote in a post Sunday. They got some video footage here, and this is her. Now, Ali insisted yesterday that he was targeted because of his race. "It sounded really racist. The way she said it was racist," Ali told Star Tribune on Friday. "She asked for proof of incomes as if I'm getting a loan." He said he was also disappointed that none of the other employees who were on duty spoke up. And the reason is, they know them. They know who they are, and they come in and do this all the time. In the video, one of the guys yells, like, "I come here all the time." She said, "Whenever you come here, you don't have money." Apparently, they're like, "Yeah, no, like, you guys are dining and dashing." On Saturday, the chain released a statement saying, "What happened here is not how our employees should treat the customer. We don't ask customers to pay for their meals prior to making them in our restaurants." You get it. Chipotle fired. Let's read on. He said something. He has one tweet where he said something about, like, actually assaulting somebody. He said, not a dine and dash. We're just borrowing the food for a couple hours. That's all." They have a bunch more tweets. Apparently, in one of the tweets I saw, he said something like, "If someone blocks your way after you dine and dash, just take them out." So here's where it gets interesting. When Chipotle issued that statement where they said that we fired her because of what we heard, this dude, Matt Palumbo, tweeted, "This is an absolute lie. I emailed your media relations department and she claims you were aware of the tweets where the dude admitted to dining and dashing at the time of the firing. And he posted this image, which may or may not be real, but let's, you can see it says, Matt, we did see the previous posts from Massad Ali while we were investigating the claim. Please know that we did not make our decision easily, and it was with regret that we had to terminate our manager. However, the correct action to take would have been to make their... Yeah, so I don't know if they have regardless, this is not... Chipotle confirmed they are still investigating the incident, including assessment of Ali's numerous tweets that seemed to imply that he had eaten at establishments before that paying, including Chipotle, where he said, I think Chipotle is onto us. And then finally, when Chipotle is onto them, that's what they do. In one, he discussed stealing Tabasco bottles from Chipotle, and in another, it read, guys, we're borrowing food, that's it. And if the lady tries to stop you at the door, don't hesitate to truck the S out of that B. Ali has since deleted all of these posts. Ali, who records show is on probation for theft, did not reply to a request from the Miami Herald. And this, I made a video just a moment ago about identity politics. And this is one of the exact reasons why I do not like what the Democrats are doing. Listen, this is what happens. These guys show up. They cause trouble. It has nothing to do with race. Just because they're black, just because she's Latino, that's what pisses me off. Can't someone be a bad person? Can't you just be like, dude's a thief? It has nothing to do with him, with his race. Can't the manager, who knows who they are, who says these guys come in all the time, can't she deny them when they try to steal from her? It has nothing to do with race? No, not anymore. These guys knew they could play it up. Well, they weren't too bright, okay? There have been real instances of racism. Absolutely, you can read about them online. It happens. Somebody goes somewhere and someone says something racist. But because of these, the boy who cries wolf, you end up with these stories. Chipotle decides to jump the gun, fire this woman, and come on, also, it's like, this is what really blows my mind. The left likes to claim that race is about, it's prejudice plus power. Okay, so who's racist in this moment? The Latina or the black dude? Why is it that this was racist when she's a Latina? Because her skin is a lighter color? Like, no, for real, you're gonna have to answer me that one. So they say in the caption, they have these two photos. Chipotle may rehire its manager, who was fired. Yada, yada, yada. It seems like, one of the stories I did yesterday was about hate crimes in the UK and how they're losing their damn minds, right? Basically, there were a couple instances where, one, a dog pooped. They called it they said it was a hate crime. There was one where a dog barked at somebody, said it was a hate crime. And what ends up happening now is, this dude is a thief. He's a con artist. This is what he talks about doing. I don't care if you want to defend him. He openly talks about doing it. You can see in the video, if you have any critical thought, that she's saying, you guys come in here all the time, you don't have money. So what happens now is he realizes there's a vulnerability in the system, and he can play the race card to his advantage to win. Well, he screwed up because he constantly tweets about how he's a criminal. Basically, a con artist, a confidence artist, looks for holes in the system, okay? You look for a way to exploit how things work to get what you want. For instance, you can go to Chipotle and claim, hey, I came in here yesterday, my burrito was made wrong, can I get it remade? And they'll probably just do it. This guy found race to be his vector of attack and went in and said, you're being racist for refusing to serve us. This is what's going to happen as long as we keep trying to make everything about race, and now it's seeping into politics. And this is why I talk about how, culture eventually becomes political positions. This guy, if it wasn't for his stupidity in tweeting all the things he'd done in the past, she'd stay fired, and maybe she will, I don't know. And this guy'd get a free meal. Sympathy. Good Morning America wanted to air his video. Yep. Because if it bleeds, it leads. The media wants to take these things and say, oh, look at all the racism, oh, and they can run the video and get a ton of views. This is where we're headed. When stories like this go viral, and you assume it happened because of race, you then get people who say, we need to do something about this racism. Then you start seeing politicians start saying, okay, this went viral. I can latch onto that and call for some kind of identity-based policy now. It is against the law to do X, Y, and Z. First of all, we already have Civil Rights Act, okay? It would be illegal to not serve this person because of his race. However, how do you prove it's actually because of race? This is one of the big issues. We're lucky, in my opinion, that this guy was dumb enough to tweet constantly about how he wants to commit crimes. Like, you gotta be a special kind of stupid to tweet you're committing crimes. The dude's, I believe he's 21, so 3 years ago, he's 18, a legal adult, tweeting that he loves committing crimes. Like, seriously, dining and dashing is theft. And then when he comes in, what happens? It is a racial issue. And then what happens? Politics. We see these big movements claim, here's the thing. How many stories have been worse than this about racism, about maybe the police? And it turns out race had nothing to do with it. but they make sure it does because it gets ratings, and then politicians will use it and pass laws, and then all of a sudden you end up with these, like, with race-based policies. You end up with people hating each other. Well, we'll see how this plays out. I would also say this points to a really good hole in the rules of intersectionality, in that which one's racist? Which one has more power? Do, like, the Latinos have more power than black people? I don't know. You tell me. I don't I don't know how these rules work. Apparently there aren't any. But I guess, whatever. There you go. It's a nonsense story. These people did nothing wrong. They knew who they were, and the media just wants to blow everything out of proportion, and that's what they do. Thank God this dude tweeted he was committing crimes. Well, there you go. Maybe she'll get her job back. We'll see. Anyway, stick around. I got one more video coming up in a few minutes. Jim Acosta was served a letter by the White House saying, yes, we know you've gotten your press pass back. We're going to take it away again in a few days. So it seems like Jim Acosta is actually still on the losing end of that. That video it's probably up now. Check it out.